Rising. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy. I help the helpers, the light bringers, and the soulpreneurs of this world to live their most magical life. So if that's you, make sure you hit that subscription button and hit the bell next to it so that you get notifications for any and all videos that I upload here on the channel. So today we're going to be diving into your 2020. What can you expect for 2020? What messages do the angels have for you? And how can you best navigate this year? So what I've done for the yearly readings, I've broken them down into different categories. So you'll see there's different categories like work and relationships and money and all of these things. So we're going to be diving into each category and what you can expect and what advice the angels have for you throughout this 2020. So let's get started. So the very first cards that we pulled, I pulled 2 cards for each category, and the first cards are the overarching theme that you can expect through this year. Okay, so these are beautiful cards. We have the King of Water. The King of Water is really suggesting that it's time for us to open our hearts. It's time, I'm a Taurus too, it's time for us to be more vulnerable, to allow ourselves to let other people in, to let people in a way that allows us to be a little bit more vulnerable, but more connected too. I think that it's really time to connect with people on a deeper level. And when you can allow yourself to just open up and not shut down, not put your guard up, not push people away, not use your defenses so much, you know, just be you and allowing yourself to just genuinely be you and be in the presence of other people, genuinely being yourself, genuinely supporting people, genuinely allowing other people to support you, right? Because sometimes the heart chakra is struggling because we're really good at helping other people, but we're not very good at allowing other people to love and help us. So letting people love you, letting people see you, letting people feel you, letting yourself feel other people, and letting yourself connect with your feels a little bit, you know, being open, being vulnerable. I think that this is going to lead to some really, really amazing things with this King of Water energy. And I think that we're going to be connecting with people that we can have our hearts open with, you know, that we can connect with soul families, soulmates, and people who we can trust and people who we can allow ourselves to let our guard down with a little bit or a lot, depending on where you're at on your journey. So then we have the 4 of Fire. This is, I'm excited about this card because the 4 of Fire is really something that we really love to have as a Taurus, you know, is that stability, is that foundation. And this is about us creating a solid foundation for our future, a solid foundation for our lives throughout this year. And what this foundation leads to, what this foundation brings with it, is contentment, peace, and abundance. It is an energy of feeling happy at home, feeling happy in our lives, feeling joyful, feeling like we're successful, feeling like we have really planted a lot of seeds and are beginning to even build upon those seeds that are growing and establishing a real powerful foundation that's going to lead to more and more success in many areas of our lives. So I really love seeing this as an overarching theme card here. Now let's take a look at ourself and our health. But that's hard to say those two together for 2020. So the first card we have here is balance, okay? So this showing up to me in the self and health section says to me that we really want to make sure that we're doing everything we can consciously to put ourselves into balance. I think that, you know, if you really think about it, you know the things that help you to feel balanced. You know when you're doing well, the things that you're doing that are part of just your regular life, your regular routine, that you know are helpful to you. So you're encouraged to really focus on that this year. Really build a routine around that. Make it an important part of your day every single day, because this is going to lead to you feeling better than ever physically. And other ways, if you're not balancing, if you're not taking care of that, you may also find yourself not feeling well, not doing well physically, feeling off balance, feeling like you're struggling, and you may find yourself really needing to do some things that are pretty significant to get yourself back into balance. So whether, you know, you need to exercise more, whether you need to drink more water, whether you need to like you know, take certain supplements to bring yourself back into balance. Whatever that is for you, however you're out of balance, making sure that you're doing the things that you need to do and focusing on bringing this balance back in. And the next card that we have here is the Nine of Water, okay? So this showing up in the self section, again, is suggesting to me that overall, this is going to be a good year. Maybe we're having to balance ourselves because I think that we're going to be busy in this year. But overall, this is going to be a great year. And the Nine of Water says, your wish comes true. Concerns fade away, a love of life. And so I feel like it's just finally like, I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I'm so in love with the life that I've created, because I think that for so long, there's been so much going on and so much that we've been fighting and building and flowing around and trying to figure out, and I feel like it's finally like the rewards arrive and there's such a relief and there's just a nice, I don't want to say break because we're always doing our work, right? But it's a relief from the struggle a little bit and just really feeling joyful and content overall with the life that you're living. You know, maybe there's not everything's perfect, but an overall feeling of being happy with your life and your life circumstances. So the next cards that we are going to read, or take a look at, is your work or your life's work. So when I say your work or your life's work, it may be what you're getting paid for, maybe your career, or it can be something that is just part of who you are that you just offer to people. And you may not be getting paid for it. It might just be what you do and who you are and how you interact with this world. So I like to read both of those within this category, okay? So it may or may not be what you're getting paid for. The Two of Air showing up is suggesting that there's going to be a bit of a battle between yourself this year. And this to me is really the soul versus the ego. This is the ego wanting to allow fear to drive the car to your life, to look for quick fixes, to look for temporary relief, even though there's an awareness that it doesn't really benefit you in the long term. In fact, it may be harmful to you in the long term. And then your soul is like, well, what are you doing? I'm giving you all the answers. I'm showing you the way. But you have to trust, and you have to let yourself be guided, and you have to let yourself be shown. And so stop fighting me. Stop letting your ego come in and let that fear shut you down, and just keep trusting, just keep flowing with what's showing up for you. So I do think there is going to be a bit of this internal battle, but what's really interesting to me is the next card that I pulled is the Eight of Air. So another air card, another card that's focused on our mental processes and what's going on in our head. And the Eight of Air, when it shows up reversed for me, is about finally finding your confidence, finally moving forward from something that you haven't moved forward from in a while. Maybe you've been too afraid. Maybe you, your ego is saying, no, 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 don't do it. This isn't, you know, I don't want to do this. Whatever that is, there's a moving forward, but it's a moving forward by trusting your soul, by letting your soul guide the way. And every time that you let your soul guide the way, amazing and magical things will happen. And so it's like you finally release yourself from this battle that you have been going through, and you just move forward. And what I love is that this card popped up with it. So normally I'm just pulling two cards, but this card popped up with it. It's the Magician card, okay? So it's like, I feel like fear has been holding you back, and finally you're like, ready. You know, the card itself says you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. I love the Magician. It is in tarot. You can't see it on this card. They don't have it on this card, but in traditional tarot decks, the Magician has all four of the suits on a table laid out in front of him. And basically what that means is that you have within you everything that you need to do this. So whatever your heart is calling for, whatever your soul is calling for in regard to your work or for your life's work, understand that you can do this. Understand that you can move in this direction, and you're going to be fully supported by the universe. So I love this because I feel like finally we're going to feel ready and confident in ourselves and ready to move forward. And that doesn't mean that there's not going to be fear. We still have that battle, right, going on. But I think that a bigger part of us understands and trusts and moves forward. And when we do, wow, is it really magical. So I'm excited about that. So the next cards that we're going to take a look at is relationships and love in our lives. So this might be love relationships. This might be family, friendships, whatever relationships you have. So these are some of the themes in regard to relationships in your life, okay? So here we have the Ace of Fire reversed. So this is interesting to me, because I feel like this is suggesting to me that there's not going to be as much of a focus on relationships for you in this year, okay? I think that maybe relationships have pulled you away a little bit from, whether that's romantic, whether that's otherwise, and maybe conflict or issues within relationship have pulled you away from focusing on what you're supposed to be focusing on right now. And that's really in regard to your work and your life's work. And so this is really that encouragement to not let yourself get too distracted or caught up with relationships. Now, for some of us Tauruses, you know, who knows? Your soulmate could walk in, you know, if you are somebody who is single, and you can connect. So that doesn't mean turn people down or don't allow that to happen, because we all have different charts and different plans for our lives. But you're going to want to look for that person that's not going to derail you from the other things in your life that you're trying to do. You're not going to want to get caught up in a whirlwind romance and let that pull you away from your true life's work and your true purpose of what you're here for. So as long as that's a beautiful contribution to what you already are doing rather than pulling you away, I think that this is really, really wonderful. But there's a lot of amazing things that you're going to be doing in regard to your life's work, so that's going to be a big focus here. And then we have the Queen of Air, okay? So I think that there is going to be an understanding of, you know what? I need to clear some people out of my life. I need to clear some circumstances out of my life. I've got to clear some relationship dynamics out of my life. Maybe I don't like the way that maybe I'm not very good at setting boundaries or something. So maybe I'm going to change that dynamic, and I'm going to begin to set better boundaries. So the Queen of Air, she doesn't mess around. She knows how to set boundaries. She knows how to just say, you no longer serve me, and to let people go. So you may find yourself in a clearing process in your life, and also recognizing and valuing the people who are really there for you, and the people who are your soul family. These are the people that you want to open your heart to and allow yourself to let them in and clear away all of the people and the energy and circumstances in your life that are dragging you down in a really negative and heavy way. So the next cards that we're going to take a look at are in regard to money, finances, abundance, okay? So the Seven of Earth is suggesting to me that we have planted a lot of important seeds. And so you have seeds all over the place. So if anything is feeling like, oh, this isn't, growing as quickly as I would like it to. I'm not getting paid as well as I would like to. Oh, that didn't produce as much money as I would have liked it to. Or I'm not really seeing the financial benefit of this. Understand that any worry that you have around this is unnecessary, and you've got to just let it grow. You've planted the seeds. Continue to take actions as you feel called to, but understand that eventually through this year it's going to sprout, it's going to grow, and it's going to allow you to feel comfortable. Again, remember we pulled that Four of Fire, and that Four of Fire is about a solid foundation and abundance, and so that abundance is coming, but I think that we might find ourselves worrying a little bit or feeling concerned about that. Understand that's unnecessary. Redirect your thoughts. Keep focusing on taking action and doing what you need to do, and continuing to keep the faith on focusing on the things that you know that you're supposed to be focusing on, and it will come. It will absolutely come, okay? And this is also, Nine of Fire. I feel like we might be a little bit tested in regard to, what it is that we're doing. Maybe there's something in our life that we're feeling like we need to defend, that is our truth, that is what we're needing to do. Like I think about, for me, is this in relation to my business? I know so many times I've had the Nine of Fire come up when I've had people doubt me, when I've had people say, oh, do you really think you want to do that? Or do you really think that you should keep doing this? Or, I see that that's challenging for you there. And the thing is, I think that whatever it is that you're working on, as long as it's in alignment with your soul, is going to pay off eventually. So don't give up. Keep going. Protect what you have already created. Protect your truth, and stand strong and assert yourself with the people that are challenging that, or assert yourself with that voice in your head, right? Because we've established there's going to be a battle within your mind. Talk back to that voice in your head that's telling you you can't do this, or this isn't happening fast enough, or this isn't happening in the way that you wanted it to. Talk back to that and just let it flow. Let it come. Let it happen in divine timing, because this Seven of Earth is all about that. It will sprout when it sprouts, and it's going to be amazing. So keep going, keep trusting, keep planting those seeds. And so the last cards that we have here are in our thought processes. How are we viewing the world? How are our thoughts? What do our mental processes look like? So we pulled here the Justice card, okay? So I feel like overall, we're going to just feel like things are fair, things are just, you know, maybe justice has been served in some ways and we've actually recognized that. I feel like we're going to feel really good, really balanced in a lot of ways. I think we're going to be focusing on our balance, so we're going to be finding that balance that comes with that. And I also think that we are going to be listening to that voice within us that is telling us right and wrong. You know, I think that you may be offered some opportunities in your life that allow you to go in a direction that doesn't honor your soul, or doesn't honor your belief system in terms of how you want to treat people, or how you want to behave, or how you want to approach certain things. And this is about like looking within and how do I feel about that, and how does that make me feel? How does, you know, is that still honoring the way that I want to behave and the way that I want to impact the world or interact with the world? So, excuse me, do what you know is right, right? And if you need to, stand up for your beliefs. Don't let anybody bully you or push you into having to adopt a certain way of thinking. Believe what it is that is in alignment for you. And this is about also being open, right? It doesn't mean that you can't be open. It doesn't mean that you can't hear what other people have to say or be open to new ideas. Of course, absolutely do that. But if somebody is attacking your way of thinking or trying to force their beliefs upon you, understand that it is perfectly okay for you to stand strong in your beliefs. This, with the Nine of Fire combined, is really, I think we're going to be tested in that area a bit this year. So making sure that you do stand strong in your beliefs and stand strong in your truth, and don't let anybody tell you who you are or what you should be doing. And now the last card that we have here showing up in this thought section is the Two of Fire, okay? So this is you feeling more confident, especially confident in regard to work and life's work, that you've really come into your own. Maybe there is a partnership that shows up through this year that's really helped to foster that, whether that's related to work, whether that's related to you know, a romantic relationship, whether that's related to a soul family relationship, whatever that is, just somebody who really inspires that for you and helps you to look at things from a different perspective, helps you to look at yourself from a different perspective, and helps you to recognize that you really have come into your own. And I think that you're going to be going on a journey of confidence and connecting to that confidence and standing strong in who you are, and that's going to bring with it a lot of really, really powerful opportunities. So keep going with that and keep pushing, keep listening to your soul. I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. If you want to learn more about me or about Clarity by Christy, you can check me out at discoveryourawakening.com. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this video, and I would love to hear from you in comments below. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button with the bell so that you get notifications on any and all videos that I upload here on the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.